Hey, happy day. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Day 572 of documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world of corporate America and businesses, lots of different businesses, to the online business. And today I titled this one, Burn Your Bridges Behind You, because that's what I talked about in my Supersize Your Business segment today. And it's really an interesting topic. I actually have a lot of strong feelings about this from a personal standpoint as well as a business standpoint. Personally, to me, burning your bridges behind you means that you cut yourself off from any other option. So, for example, when I got married, I made a commitment, made a vow of fidelity to my partner that I was cutting myself off from any other options, meaning relationships with any other people. Now, everybody doesn't make that commitment when they get married, but to me, it made it easy just to say no to any other opportunities to be unfaithful. And it was easy for me because it was cut and dried. It's either when you commit to somebody and are married, all of the other possibilities, all the other opportunities to be with someone else, they go away because you say no. And so it's just not an option anymore. Same is true when we commit to a course of action, when we commit to a business. When we start our business and we decide, or look, when we go to college and we pick a major, although some of us changed our major at least a dozen times, which might be why I've been involved in so many different businesses in my life. I get involved in something, I get good at it, I figure it out, I master it, and then I want to move on and learn something else. I did that in college. I did that in my career in corporate America. I've done that in my businesses. And it's just more of a personal development and personal growth kind of thing than it is. And some of them were a failure. Some of my businesses, some of the things I tried were complete and utter flops. Other things were super successful. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. But once I commit to something, I commit to it, and I'm going to figure it out no matter what. The cool thing about that is it almost ensures and guarantees your success, because failure isn't an option. If I commit and I say, I'm going to figure this out no matter what, no matter how long it takes me, I'm going to figure out how to make this thing successful and create this impact in my life or in the lives of people I love and care about or in the world, I'm going to figure out how to make that happen. Now, along the way, there's going to be bumps. I'm not going to do it right. Obviously, it's day 572. If I was going to do it right the first time, I would have done it on day one. And I wouldn't be here 572 days later. But I am, because I don't have it all figured out. And part of that, if I'm being 100% honest with myself, is because of something I listened to yesterday all about clarity and focus. I will say a challenge area for me personally is clarity and focus. And if I am not clear and focused, then how can I serve and how can I help the people that I'm trying to serve to be clear and focused? It's really a challenge. So I was doing some introspective thinking the last couple of days, and again, clarity and focus. I definitely need to step back and really get clear and focused on what it is that I want to create, the impact that I want to make. And then once I commit to that, I will burn all my bridges behind me, and that will be the thing that I focus on instead of the 10 things that I focus on. So how do you feel about burning your bridges behind you? Do you do that? And I mean burning your bridges behind you in a good way. I don't mean burning your bridges behind you by saying something mean or behaving inappropriately in a situation that you can't really take back or go back from. I don't mean by like fighting with people or gossiping or doing anything negative, because that'll burn your bridges all right. It's like if you quit a job and then you tell your old boss off and you tell them what a terrible person they are and what a terrible place this has been. That would be burning your bridges in a negative way. And I don't think I've ever done that. I wouldn't do that, but a lot of people do. But I'm talking about burning your bridges in a way that doesn't allow you the opportunity to make excuses, to lie to yourself, to quit. Because the only way to really fail at anything is to absolutely positively quit. Now, there's a difference between quitting because that's the right course of action and the right decision for you, and quitting because you want to give up on something. There's quitting because it's positive, like forgiveness. Forgiveness is quitting. Forgiveness is stopping feeling bad about something that's happened in your past, either that you've done or someone else has done, and just letting it go. Not forgetting about it, but just letting it go. So that's a good kind of quitting. Um, I would say letting go of negative emotions is a good kind of quitting. So doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, depression, anything that weighs you down and is negative, letting go of that stuff, that's a good thing to quit. Letting go of and giving yourself the opportunity to make excuses and not do what it is that you want to do or say that you're going to do, that is not the good kind of burning bridges. So burning bridges behind you doesn't let you let yourself off the hook. It makes you hold yourself accountable to do what you say you're going to do, to achieve what you say you're going to achieve. And there's going to be bumps in that path. There's going to be bumps in that road. There's going to be, things that take you 572 or maybe 1,000 days to figure out, but you'll figure it out if you're committed and you say, I don't get to go back to square one. And the truth is, it's almost impossible to go back to who we were before, anything in the past, who we were before who we are right now, if that makes any sense. It's almost impossible to go back. You can't really go back to past relationships. Some people make it work. I don't know how, but they do. You don't really want to go back to previous jobs or previous things that you've done before and mastered before, because you've grown, you've changed. You're a different person now based on all the experiences that you've had. So as much as we spend time thinking about and dwelling on and worrying about and commiserating over the past, we really can't do anything about it. So it's a lot of wasted time and energy and effort that we can be putting toward focusing on and being present right now and saying, okay, yeah, that happened. That sort of stunk. I was really stupid back then, but I'm not that same person now. So what am I going to do now? What am I going to choose now? So it's probably a good thing that we burn our bridges in terms of saying, I'm always going to move forward in my life. I'm always going to continue to grow and develop and be a better person. And, if your goal and objective is to always be a better person and be a better version of you and the best version of you that you can possibly be at this very moment, you will go on that path of success and continuous improvement. And you'll have a better, happier life than if you give yourself and give into, going backpedaling and allowing yourself the opportunity to buy into your own, BS, basically, because we all have tapes and stories and experiences and things running in our mind that try to convince us that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve the things that we want. But it's just nonsense, and it's just a lot of crapola that we've been fed over the decades and over the years, depending on how old we are, that we can either buy into and believe, or we can say, yeah, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. Why does everybody else get to have what they want, but I wouldn't be good enough to have what I want? That doesn't make any sense logically, but on an emotional level, it can still play on us. It can still play on us negatively in our subconscious. If it didn't, we'd all have exactly what we want right now. As soon as we think about it, we would already have it. But it's our beliefs and the things that we allow into our thinking and into our lives and into our feelings that hold us back from what it is that we want. So I'm thinking about burning bridges today and getting more focused and being more clear. I'm really kind of beating myself up today because I said yesterday I would start a YouTube challenge and I wasn't ready for it and I didn't do it. I could make a bunch of excuses, but I just didn't do it. And I absolutely hate when I don't keep my commitment to myself. And I even said yesterday, I'm going to figure this out no matter what, I'm going to find time for it. And I sat down, I looked at my computer and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not ready. I don't have the right mindset. I'm not focused. I'm not clear. I'm not doing it. And so I can beat myself up and say I didn't stay true to the commitment to myself, which is very unusual for me. Or I can say, okay, I wasn't ready and I made a conscious decision to say, I'm not ready to do this right now. I'm not right in the right energy. I don't have the right clarity and focus to do this today. I'm not going to do it today. And so I'm going to choose today to take that as my position on it instead of beating myself up all day about not having done it yesterday. And I did go to bed last night after midnight thinking, why the heck didn't I do this? Why didn't I get it done? And I still, at midnight, I didn't have the right mindset to do it, right? I'm not going to hop on YouTube video live and do something if my energy isn't right. Because guess what? Your energy always comes across no matter what. So if my energy's not right, I shouldn't do it. And so even though I told myself I was going to do it, I also needed to burn my bridge and say, yeah, you're not doing it because you're not right. I guess we're not right a lot of the times. So that's what I'm thinking about today. Burning bridges behind me, getting more focused, more clear, more conscientious about the direction that I'm going, because my life has been a lot of activity and a lot of chaos and a lot of drama over the decades. And I guess everybody's life is, but I've let a lot more drama and nonsense seep into my life. Not my drama either, other people's drama, than I really need to or should, because I thought I had to. I thought I should do this to be a good mom. I should do this to be a good wife. I should do this to be a good business owner. I should do this to be a good, partner or mentor or coach. And a lot of the shoulds that we do are absolute utter nonsense. They say don't should all over yourself. I love that saying because it's so funny, and maybe because I spent so many years shoulding. I should do this, I should do that. But I didn't ever check in with myself and ask myself, how do I feel about this? Yeah, I should do it according to other people, but do I even want to do it? Do I even care about it? Is this something that's important to me? And should I be spending my time and energy on it? And sometimes the answer is, yeah, no, yes. Everyone around me thinks I should think this way or do this, but doesn't feel right to me. And I have to always go with what feels right for me. And you have to do the same thing. What feels right for you? That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day. Do what feels good to you. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.